The please pee in sitting, I
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
like the idea of it because it's a very cultural thing, like Germans may not get it at first, like why do we put so much emphasis on this kind of a everyday thing, but they don't know the feeling when you've done a certain thing in a specific way all your
Your
life and then
whole
you go to
life.
the country.
Yeah.
Exactly, and then
And
they
it's
tell you do it
literally
the
never
other
a
way, do
thing.
it the way girls do it, exactly.
It's never a thing. It's never. I lived in South Africa. I've been around the world. It has never been an issue until I came to Germany.
Yeah, right.
And do you know how I discovered this? Was I was at a friend's house and I went to the bathroom it was his apartment, and I stood up to pee. And then when I came out, this guy said to me, "Did you stand up and pee in the bathroom?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he said to me, "Don't you think that's kind of rude?" I'm like, "What? What rude? How is standing up to pee rude?" And he told me you just don't do that in Germany. And when he goes to people's houses, he would never stand up to pee on their toilets. I'm like, what? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta confess, I brought this habit to Brazil because sometimes I'm like, I just sit down. It's like,
I think we should maybe like point out, I guess people don't know what's behind it, but I don't know, maybe we should point out that it's actually not so absurd, and
It's
that maybe
not.
the Germans, not for the first time, the Germans are giving example to the whole world. So
I hate to say it, but I've also adopted, this is something that I've adopted as well since that, when I realized that because I think a lot of the reason is there's a lot of, how can we put this? Spray and possibility
Yeah.
for like not hygienic and
exactly.
and it's not a bad point. It's a huge thing when you faced with it in the beginning. I kind of like went through several phases. Like in the beginning, I was like, screw that, I'm gonna stand up to pee if I wanna. And then like afterwards, I'm like, maybe it makes sense. Sometimes I'll do it when I'm at people's houses, and I just do it all the time, even at home.
yeah,
Exactly.
it's more comfortable, I guess, and it avoids two works now when you have to clean your mess. So I guess it's just way faster.
Yeah.
I think I saw a very good way, a sign. Well, this kind of please pee in sitting can be put in a varying degree of politeness.
Yeah.
Usually, it's a sign on the wall,
Yeah.
Once I saw the following. There was a sign saying, "Well, even if you're Chuck Norris and have how to say 99.99% confidence in your aim." It still doesn't make these toilets to a urinal, like a rough translation, but kind of a politely just putting it there, there are always a bit of a, like a few drops around, and someone else will have to take care of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Always.
one of my favorite signs was Männer mit Niveau sitzen aufs Klo, or something like that. So basically,
yes.
men with class sit on the toilet. It doesn't, like, it rhymes so nicely in German, so it doesn't translate so well. But yeah, Männer mit Niveau sitzen aufs Klo.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's the thing. In Brazil, I guess it's a little of men pride, I'd say. But
yeah, like
I
most
guess
of the
Germans
world.
went over this, and I appreciate it because it's more logical, I guess.
Yeah, it is.
Exactly.
So we are actually behind the Germans on that one, despite the fact that it takes a little while to get used to in the beginning.